This is really about constructing discourse, which is fundamentally architectural in nature. What we're looking at here in the Design Theory and Pedagogy program at SCI-Arc is how we can create a platform for students to become public intellectuals. So we want to support students who are interested in having a career in which they combine writing, critical thinking, speaking, lecturing, designing, practice. Our graduates from the Design Theory and Pedagogy program come from a variety of backgrounds. Some of them have their own professional practice. Some of them have been teaching before. Others will go on to pursue PhD research. All of them want to teach. All of them want to have a voice in the academy, but a kind of unique voice that's evolving into a terrain which we have not seen before. And I think this is really fundamental to our goal in educating these students in the context of the Design Theory and Pedagogy program. To be willing to take a position, I think that's the fundamental thing. We really want to help students to be able to articulate their position and to really fight for that. To really strengthen that position also by gaining the knowledge, really doing research, getting a very clear foundation. We're kind of creating a bit of a simulated environment for that teaching. Students are actively observing both core studios because we want them to be exposed to the first year of the education. In the spring semester, they're observing the most advanced studios that are taught here at SCI-Arc, where very high-level research questions are being put on the table. We discuss these different models, and we look at the sides, how would you innovate? How would you change? What can be learned from this? What could you contribute to this? And I think that dialogue is something, it's very hard to experience anywhere else. Because we are a small group, we come together, we have weekly meetings where we discuss as a group, and we have individual meetings one-on-one with faculty as mentors. We also have the Advanced Architectural Studies Seminar taught by David Rue, where the students of all the EDGE programs come together weekly. This is a moment where the different areas of expertise, students are learning about collaboration. So a student from Design Theory and Pedagogy, working with a student from Fiction and Entertainment, Architectural Technologies, Design of Cities, Synthetic Landscapes. That team of 5 students work together on independent study projects that are developed over 3 semesters. That's an amazing experience where the Design Theory and Pedagogy students in particular begin to articulate the theoretical and conceptual positioning of the project and to argue for its relevance and to situate it, in some cases, situated in a longer history and a sort of projective future for that project. There are other facets of SCI-Arc where the Design Theory and Pedagogy students are very active. One of those in particular is our online journal, Off Ramp, edited by the Design Theory and Pedagogy students. They are editors, they set the theme, they invite collaborators. The students in Design Theory and Pedagogy do really unique projects that sort of expand the scope of what we consider to be the normative studio deliverable. Last year, one of our graduates actually produced what he called a pro simulation studio, which was a studio that looked at how young architects would establish their practice stepping out of school. What are some of the challenges they would encounter? And how could one simulate that within the classroom? Another one of our students was engaging in research about the post-industrial landscape and its role as a cultural incubator for architecture. That student began to work on the research in the context of SCI-Arc, ultimately co-curated an exhibition at the Saatchi Gallery in London on the role of the rave culture and the post-industrial landscape. Another one of our students, Claudia Weiner, did a lot of research about feminist discourse in architecture and specifically looking at how that could enter a pedagogy through design, addressing ideas of the role of the gendered interior. Another of our graduates, Ryan Skavnicki, really was looking at how we use contemporary platforms of communication, taking something that one would not think would be a vehicle for communicating a kind of critical or theoretical position, social media platforms, and actually owning them as a vehicle of producing discourse. So that's a really powerful project. And all of these students are now currently on the faculty of major institutions. Design Theory and Pedagogy is a very special place within the architectural curriculum where ideas are proposed, debated, and incubated. Ideas about what we teach, but also about how we teach it. We're focused on building discourse. That's what's occurring within the context of the program. That's also what our graduates are leaving the school with, is that they have constructed a discourse that they're bringing out into the world, into a different context, and they'll continue to shape that, and that will shape how we reflect on practice. So this is not something that is about a kind of parallel career in anticipation of practice. This is a form of practice.